Hello, Omaha. Thank you for joining us today at the Alert Center. I'm Jacqueline Fernandez, and no surprise to you, if you've looked outside or even braved the weather so far this afternoon, it's hot out there. I was out walking the dog around 7 o'clock this morning and I could feel the heat coming our way, right? So we want to let you know of certain ways to stay cool, clearly if you're headed to the CWS today, but in preparation for the heat that will linger into tomorrow and into the weekend and maybe even into Monday, we'll get there. The Salvation Army is prepping, doing what they can now, opening cooling centers on Friday and Saturday. So joining us now to tell us a bit more about what it is they're doing and why this is so important is Todd with the Salvation Army. Todd, thank you so much for joining us again here at the Alert Center.
Happy to do so, Jacqueline. Thanks for having us.
Of course. All right, so you're donning the red shirts. We like to see those red shirts. Tell us where you guys will be in the greater metro area come tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're opening up 3 of our local core community centers around town in North Omaha, Central Omaha, South Omaha to be cooling centers tomorrow and Saturday. We start with North Core and Heritage Place at Renaissance Village. So North Core's up at 24th and Pratt, Jacqueline. They'll be open 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. tomorrow only to be a cooling center. Heritage Place at Renaissance Village. That's our big social services campus in Midtown, right off of Cumming Street at 38th. Their main entrance in the white building there in the center of campus, that's Heritage Place. That'll be open 8:30 to 4 tomorrow as well. And then Croc Center Omaha, 28th and Y in South Omaha will be open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Friday. We switch to Saturday, and it's just Croc Center that's able to be open that day from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So we're trying to cover all those bases over that 2-day stretch. Just as a quick side note, all of our offices are closed on Sundays. That's why we're not open for Sundays, but we are open for Friday and Saturday.
Okay, got it. And this is something that we've seen you do relatively frequently when these temperatures just start going up. My goodness, it's wonderful that people have a place to go. So I think that's something important to let our community members know. You won't be stuck in the heat, right? I mean, these shelters are available in these 3 spots for a reason. Can you elaborate on how important it is to just get out of the heat if you can?
For sure, absolutely. We're going to have, I think, 6 News WWT, or First Alert 6 is, forgive me, got the right branding now, is going with 100-degree plus temperatures over the next 2 or 3 days, as I recall. And so we all know it is really dangerous to be outside for any length of time under those conditions, especially when you throw humidity into the mix. And so we want to make sure we're covering, North Omaha, Central Omaha, South Omaha, as much as we can the next couple of days to give people in all those areas a chance to get out of the heat. Like, for example, oftentimes we'll have people come in whose air conditioning suddenly went out, and it's going to be a day or 2 until people can get there to fix it, for example. Sometimes it's homeless people in the streets who just need to come in, and of course we welcome everyone to our Salvation Army units without discrimination, with no questions asked. We just want to help. And so we'll have cold bottled water on site, we'll have air-conditioned spaces for them, give them a place to rest and recuperate for as long as they need to get out of that heat and stay safe.
Yeah, and I will tell you, I mean, I have experienced the air conditioning going out in the house during one of these First Alert 6 heat days, if you will, and it is not a lot of fun. And surprisingly, the heat does really heat up the interior of your home very quickly. So this is something that, you don't really want to mess around with. So my boyfriend and I, we took the dog. Thankfully, we did have the means to find a hotel nearby, and we're able to just take a reprieve for a couple days. But it's not something that you want to really risk. As I said, the heat really does kind of go through those vents very quickly, even if you've got all your doors and windows and curtains shut. So it is a safety issue, and oftentimes we do report about, the elderly people in different areas and different neighborhoods. So can you talk about maybe, being a good neighbor yourself and checking in on your neighbors, making sure they're all right, and letting them know that you are an option for them to visit as well?
Yeah, absolutely, Jacqueline. That's part and parcel of what we're doing right now, of course, with this interview and by postings we do on social media, all the things that we're kind of talking about right now. It's a Salvation Army Western Division, if you're on Facebook, for example, at Salvation Army Omaha, if you're on Instagram, for example. And that kind of segues nicely into something else that we do that really is geared toward, as you just mentioned, Jacqueline, more of our senior neighbors, and that's our Box Fan program. Out at our Borough Center for Health and hosted Northwest Radial Highway up in Fence, we have a program that runs 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, during the summertime, where we give away box fans to anybody in need. We do have a preference there for people over the age of 60 and also the disabled. that they're served, their needs are met. It's really open to anyone, though, to come in on those days of the week during normal business hours and no questions asked to get a box fan or two to help circulate air through their home if they don't have air conditioners. The air conditioner is gone out. So that goes all the way through from now through September 5th, Jacqueline.
Okay, that's wonderful. And you are breaking up a bit through this connection, but just to reiterate, you are giving away these box fans, and they are for needy populations, people who do need them. And can you reiterate some of those points for us? I'm not sure if people heard that or not, so you are going to be repeating yourself. I apologize about that, but just want to make sure that the message is heard.
Yeah, and I apologize for the bad connection. I thought we had a good one there for a second, but so far what they are. Yes, so our summer fan program runs out of our borough center at First and Northwest Radial Highway, and that's runs 4 days, Tuesday, Friday. Anyone in need can stop by and get a box fan to help circulate air in their home and cool it down, especially in times when maybe they're out of air conditioning is out, or maybe they don't have air conditioning at all. So we run this program now through the first week of September, and we're happy to help anyone in need. Again, 61st and Northwest Radial Highway, the Salvation Army Borough Center for Help and Hope is the place.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much for repeating that for our viewers. I appreciate it. Yeah, I always say technology is great when it works, and here we are. So thankfully, after a while, I've been able to just kind of roll with the punches, give or take. So thanks, Todd. Also, yeah, so you guys are doing a lot to really help the community, and we at First Alert 6 really do appreciate that as well. So, we're going to talk about the weather here in a second, but is there anything else that you wanted to add, either about the cooling centers or the boxed fan giveaway or anything else that might be up and coming that our viewers should know about, Todd?
Appreciate the opportunity to talk about that. If I could talk really quickly about Family Meals of Hope.
Yes, go ahead.
Dinner time program. We're serving free dinners around the Omaha area to people and families in need. It runs Monday through Friday with the exception of holidays. And it'll go through the first week of August. And this is an offshoot of what used to be called Kids Cruising Kitchen, which is an older program we don't do anymore. We used to do free lunches. We found that there are like 75 other organizations doing free lunches during the summer. So we pivoted this year to free dinners, especially for families. And so any family in need can come to Family Meals of Hope. If they go to salarmyomaha.org, it's salarmyomaha.org, you'll go right to a screen where you can see where we're doing these meals between 5 and 7 p.m. It's for Omaha City Parks. And then just join us. It's free, no questions asked. You need it there, you can take it with you. Family Meals of Hope is the program. Or check us out at the Salvation Army Western Division on Facebook. We have the times and places for Family Meals of Hope there too.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I just headed to that website right here. So this is that landing page that you want to see, you want to look for, and then for more information.
Click on the red box,
Yeah, okay, cool. You just click here and that'll take you to where you need to go. All right, perfect. Thank you for making that easy for me. I appreciate just the one button. Very foolproof. All right, Todd. Well, thank you so much for your time here at the Alert Center and for just a wealth of information and letting us know what programs are available for everyone here in the greater Omaha area. I appreciate it.
Happy to help. Thanks for having us, Jacqueline.
All right, of course. Drink your water today.
Will do.
Okay. See you, Todd. Thanks again.
See ya.
All right, so if you are just joining us here at the Alert Center, we were speaking with Todd Andrews from the Salvation Army. They're opening 3 cooling centers starting tomorrow and Saturday. They are closed on Sunday, which is why they don't have a center open on Sunday, so something of note there. They also mentioned a couple different programs that they have available for different communities, and I'll leave it at that for now. Clearly, the topic of the day is the weather, so let's take a live look outside. Now, all of these city cams that I'm looking at are just so beautiful, but beware, it is very hot out there. This is a live look from our Blackstone camera. My goodness, it looks ideal. Too bad it's not 65 or 75 or even 80 degrees today. So, Senior Chief Meteorologist Rusty Lord does say intense heat is still on track for Friday all the way through Monday. And then he says Monday heat could be cut into by approaching cold front. So that is the silver lining there. However, that brings a severe threat at some point in the Monday evening hours. So we are jumping around here a little bit. Let's focus back on today. Sunny, heating up. The high today is supposedly 92 degrees. Oh dear, brace yourself. Then another beautiful shot of the American flag blowing in the wind. A live look from our Northeast First National camera today. Tonight, partly cloudy and breezy, a 20% chance of isolated storms after midnight, a low of 74. Let's take another look here outside at the glistening desert dome, shall we? Gosh, these images are just so beautiful. Live shots from our very own backyard. But again, it's hot, right? So Friday, a First Alert 6 weather day. 20% chance of a very early storm, then mostly sunny, hot, and it's going to be windy out there. The high is 100 degrees. And here's my favorite part about Omaha. It may be 100 degrees, but it feels like near 110 degrees. So look out for that feels like temperature. Then as we head into the weekend, Saturday, taking a live look now from our Children's Nebraska cam. Again, a gorgeous shot out there. It's getting hot though. Saturday, another First Alert 6 weather day, mostly sunny, hot and windy out there. Kind of sounds like Friday. High 102, another issue with Omaha. I like saying issue, I'm sorry. It feels like up near 110. So it may be 100 or 102, but if you're slogging around out there, it's going to feel a lot hotter. So just something to keep in mind. Now, before we go, you can get all the latest news and weather on our website. That is firstalert6.com, refreshing the grid for you as we speak. For more weather, you can head to our website here, the homepage, and I'm circling this teal banner for you for an alert for our First Alert 6 weather days that we just discussed. I will leave that to you if you would like to go there for more information. And just want to say thanks so much for joining us at the Alert Center. We hope to see you back here again soon. In the meantime, stick with us for our 3 p.m. broadcast with our Dave Zavolinsky. We'll see you then. Drink your water, wear your sunscreen, enjoy the CWS, and hopefully you won't get burned like our Andrew Pfeiffer did. All right, have a good day.